With the foundation set deep and true, the stage is set for the vertical ascent. Before the stadium rises, the giants that will build it must find their footing. These clusters are capped together, creating the massive footings for the stadium's columns. Liquid stone fills the void, hardening into an unshakable underground forest.
Steel skeletons are inserted, reinforcing the concrete piles that will bear the load.
Lower! Lower! Lower!
To support the colossal structure, we must anchor it deep within the Earth's crust.
A synchronized ballot of machinery removes the debris, preparing the void for the foundation.
Excavation begins, moving thousands of tons of soil to reach the bedrock below.
The heavy fleet arrives to reshape the Earth, clearing the canvas for engineering history. Before the first pillar rises, we must understand the land that will hold the weight of thousands. The logistics phase is complete. Now the vertical assembly of the modern Colosseum begins. Thousands of tons of material are staged, creating a supply line that feeds the hungry structure. Here in the laydown yard, the skeleton of the stadium waits in waiting. The truck is relieved of its burden, transferring the weight to the site's lifting titans.
Tension on!
Riggers ensure the center of gravity is perfect before the hoist begins.
Verified against the digital twin, this beam is cleared for the lifting zone.
Secured for transit, the load is now released, ready to leave the ground once more.
Navigating the active site requires surgical precision to deliver the tonnage exactly where needed. Every beam is cataloged and tracked, a precise puzzle piece in a billion-dollar assembly. The frame is set. The Colosseum has a shape. Now, we must give it life.
The floors take shape, creating the platforms where thousands will soon walk. Concrete cores rise simultaneously, providing the rigid spine that stiffens the flexible steel frame.
Bolts hold it in place, but molten welds fuse the steel into a single monolithic entity.
For the men and women up here, the skyline is their office floor.
Piece by piece, the grid locks together, forming a self-supporting skeleton.
Locked to the foundation, this steel limb will hold firm against wind, weight, and cheering crowds.
Human hands guide the massive tonnage, aligning the structure with millimeter precision. Suspended in the air, the first vertical rib of the stadium seeks its permanent home.
The internal organs are in place. Now the stadium begins to wear its outer skin.
Once the veins are laid, they are entombed in stone, creating the permanent floor slabs.
The stadium's nervous system is threaded through the walls, connecting every sensor and light.
Miles of steel mesh are suspended, creating the pathways for power and data. Precision brazing seals the high-pressure lines that will hydrate the massive crowds.
Massive airways are assembled overhead, ready to breathe life into the enclosed spaces.
The circulatory system of the building arrives in thousands of pieces, requiring meticulous organization.
Rack 4 is full.
A color-coded map is drawn on the floor, guiding the installation of miles of unseen infrastructure.
The shell is complete. The giant is weathertight. Now, the transformation of the interior begins.
A watertight seal ensures the atmosphere inside remains controlled, regardless of the storm outside.
Left side in.
The stadium begins to close itself off from the elements, panel by precision panel. The skeleton is complete. Now we prepare the mounting points for the architectural skin.
Immense forces are applied, stiffening the flexible cables into a rigid structural roof. A tensile network is woven, using tension rather than mass to span the enormous void. A single steel pin transfers the weight, locking the floating canopy to the columns.
Good.
In a synchronized feat of engineering, the 1,000-ton halo rises to the summit.
Pressure holding.
Standard cranes are too weak for this lift. Only hydraulic strand jacks can hoist the crown. Before the roof can float above the crowd, it is forged on the ground in massive sections. The structural transformation is complete. The gray shell is ready for its colorful finish. While the field takes shape, the high-end hospitality zones are partitioned and defined. The digital centerpiece is assembled tile by tile, creating a canvas for replay and spectacle.
Panel 4 secured.
Modern LED arrays are positioned to turn night into day without casting a single shadow.
Suspended in the gods, the lighting gantry provides a platform for the illumination systems.
To keep the pitch playable in freezing winter, miles of heating vanes are embedded in the soil.
A hidden hydrological network ensures that even in torrential rain, the game goes on.
Before grass can grow, a complex multi-layer foundation is engineered for perfect drainage. Thousands of these heavy interlocking blocks create the amphitheater for the fans.
The geometry of the arena is defined by precast concrete terraces, flown in one by one.
System check complete.
The nervous system is active, and the stadium is now a living, thinking machine waiting for its finish.
To maintain a perfect pitch in the shadow of the roof, artificial suns are constructed.
Smart irrigation systems are buried, ready to deploy water with surgical precision. Miles of cabling drive the millions of LEDs that will broadcast the action to the furthest seat.
Old trim.
Acoustic engineering ensures that every whistle and cheer resonates with crystal clarity. Heavy-duty vertical transport is engineered to move armies of fans without congestion.
Frictionless access systems replace old steel cages, blending high security with luxury design. The brain of the building comes online, processing everything from ticket scans to temperature control. Glass threads, thinner than human hair, carry the massive data load of the modern smart stadium.
Hidden beneath the concrete, a dense digital mesh is woven to connect thousands of devices simultaneously.
Dust is banished and surfaces are polished, preparing the stage for the final inspections.
The identity of the building is finally stamped onto its skin, visible for miles around.
Precision optics guide the spray, defining the sacred geometry of the game. Here, in the inner sanctum, craftsmanship creates a space for focus and strategy.
The sidelines are fitted with comfort, usually reserved for luxury supercars.
Technology meets nature as millions of artificial fibers reinforce the root zone for elite performance.
Tighten that seam.
Like a giant puzzle, the field is assembled strip by strip, creating a flawless playing surface. The most critical stage arrives. A living carpet, grown off-site for 2 years, is finally laid. Every seat is calibrated to endure decades of ecstatic celebration and crushing defeat.
The cold gray concrete is finally clothed in the vibrant colors of the home team.
With the tests passed and the safe certified, the stadium is officially handed over to its owners.
The pitch is subjected to rigorous physics tests, ensuring the ball reacts exactly as players expect.
A virtual crowd is unleashed on the network, stressing the digital infrastructure to its breaking point. Audio engineers tune the bowl like a musical instrument, eliminating echoes and dead zones.
Zone 5 at 100%.
Every square inch of the pitch is measured to meet the exacting standards of 4K broadcasting.
Power redundancy is tested to the limit. The show must go on, even if the city grid fails.
Life safety systems are triggered, proving the building can breathe even if an emergency.
The envelope is tortured with high-pressure water to guarantee the interior remains a sanctuary.
Dead weights mimic the live load, proving the barriers will hold when the excitement peaks. Before the crowds arrive, the skeleton is scanned one last time to ensure absolute structural integrity. The turf is manicured into a work of art, waiting for the first stud to break its surface.
The venue is stocked with enough provisions to feed a small city for a single afternoon.
The stage is dressed, transforming a construction site into the spiritual home of the team.
The final protective layers are removed, revealing the opulent finishes hidden during construction.
The turf is manicured into a work of art, waiting for the first stud to break its surface.
The walk to the pitch is engineered to intimidate opponents and inspire heroes.
Every piece of equipment is checked, ensuring the game is played without technical fault. And this is how modern engineering produces a world-class stadium from start to finish. Years of planning, digging, and forging conclude as the builders depart, leaving their legacy behind.
Silence reigns for the final moment, before the roar of 60,000 voices fills the void.
A new landmark is born, a beacon of light visible from every corner of the metropolis.